we get started, was wondering if you had a good win that we could talk about and share.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always great to start with a win, right? Really show off kind of what we do together. We actually had a recent semiconductor manufacturer win that I think is kind of worth sharing with everybody. Really kind of highlights the partnership that we have together. There was a bunch of components to it besides meeting their direct business goals of really trying to optimize and hit their financial goals. It really addresses a specific new line of business that it's the first footprint for NetApp in. So that'll be the first time with that. We took out the incumbent vendor in there. That's always a good story to tell. But then Trace3 as a partner, right, helped open the door for that. You guys were able to help with the warehousing of that gear. I think everyone's kind of aware of all the challenges in the NAND supply chain right now. So they were able to pre-buy more than they needed. You guys are warehousing it, so we got to get creative with the financing, just really go after their true business needs versus just making it a transaction. And the solution is really about using computer vision to really help with the chip manufacturing, look for defects, make sure that the final product isn't going to have errors in it, isn't going to have to be redone, and really optimize their manufacturing.
That's great. It's a really fun use case, obviously, in this time. Be able to actually take that and apply it, to make a huge fiscal impact for the client.
Yeah, and it is AI ML driven. I know we say computer vision. Most people probably assume computer vision involves AI, but it's really inspecting the manufacturing process at the nano level to make sure the end result is going to be good for their customers.
That's awesome. Very cool. So you talked about chip shortages and how that's affecting clients and the purchasing cycle that's happened as well. Are you seeing that kind of as a trend overall?
Yeah, I think buy now might be the answer we give to everybody. But no, the supply chain constraints, they're real. Every vendor is feeling them. Every customer is feeling them. So it's a trend. I think it's top of mind for every CEO, CIO, CFO. How are they going to get around it? And I think it's up to folks like us in our partnership with customers is to really understand what their business needs are, help them see the value of making a change, doing something now, enabling AI for their organization so that they can get the best results in spite of the challenges the industry is having right now.
Yeah, well, that's great. Appreciate that, the insight there. So from a trend perspective as well, I mean, more and more clients are kind of either buying for multi-purpose, I feel like, as well, beyond just one sole instance. In combination now with the challenges with shortages in the industry and the like, that's kind of creating some interesting buying conditions. Do you feel like though that you're able to meet the demand that's coming out of the market right now, and with everything that's going on?
Yeah, I think we call that convergence in the industry is kind of the term for that. There's this nobody likes a silo, but yet a lot of organizations are building silos every day. They just don't know it. And so one of the things that NetApp that we do is we have this data platform that we've built. I think a lot of times NetApp gets stuck in the corner of, well, you're the NAS guys. And the reality is we do file, we do block, we do object, and we do it all on one platform, and we can do it in the cloud. So if you think of convergence and, hey, I need to get the most out of these assets, the NetApp data platform can really meet customers where they're at, help them store data on-prem today, get those workloads to the cloud, maybe bring those workloads back from the cloud. We do have a first-party offering in all three hyperscalers, so a customer can get that exact same experience that they get on-prem in Amazon, in Azure, in Google, and then manage and control the data the same way no matter where it lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. We just spent like a day up in Irvine with you guys. It was a great event, and just talking about some of the things, and like I'm big on the Microsoft side and the Azure side of things, but some of the Azure local stuff that we've talked about and how NetApp complements that really, really well. So again, very excited about that. Any comments on that?
Yeah, the Azure local is really interesting. We're starting to see it with a lot of the various hyperscalers, but the fact that we can do fiber channel inside that Azure local, it really lets us bring our rich data management, our data protection, our security features, our recoverability features into the Azure local, I think we could probably talk for hours about security alone, and security really comes down to recoverability. So being able to extend that into Azure local is a true differentiator for the end-to-end solution that we bring.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot in obviously financial services, healthcare services. A lot of interest there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and part of that conversation that we had in Irvine, which was so good, was talking about how few clients actually enable the features to be able to recover if they have an incident, an issue there. So you want to talk a little bit about how you see that as a potential in the market, just a really easy way to get in with clients and show them that you produce more value?
Yeah, it is funny how difficult it is sometimes to get an organization to just enable something that can truly save their life, right? We have to be burned by the pan before you quit grabbing the handle, right, as it were. And so our solution, if you think about ransomware or just security in general, we really approach it from kind of the whole NIST framework, right? It's really about detect, protect, and recover when you get down to the data piece. And to me, in my career, it's always been about, can you recover? If you think back to the tape backup days, what did you do? You pulled your tapes back. You made sure they were good. What NetApp's bringing to the table is the ability to do that recovery right there in place off the primary data potentially. And maybe we do it off the DR copies, secondary copies. But if we can quickly restore right there in place, now when you have an incident, the impact to the business is much, much smaller because we can quickly restore tens, hundreds, plus petabytes of data near instantaneously and kind of eliminate that heavy impact to the business of the old days of, pulling back, get it on a truck, do the restore. And we can just get the business operational much, much quicker.
Yeah, and it's not a difficult lift at all, but it is a really good conversation to have across business units, across the security teams to enable that for most organizations.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, NetApp is a data storage company. Put me in front of a CISO. I love to talk to CISOs about risk, right? If we can get a risk conversation started, they might not care what's in the data, but if we can show them how we can reduce risk by a quicker recovery or enable them to get to the endpoint that they want as a risk manager to the organization, they don't care about the details underneath. Let's just show how we can remove that risk from, maybe it's truly a ransomware attack, maybe it's an insider threat. If we can just pull all those and take those off the table, they can go focus on some of the other aspects of security that they need to focus on.
Yeah. And part of that conversation that we had in Irvine as well was about your strategy in AI overall, how you're kind of approaching that data piece to be agnostic, and allowing a lot more flexibility for clients to come in and manage their risks, manage the risk that you're talking about. So you want to talk about just more recent developments that we chatted about in Irvine that were really interesting, I felt like, for clients to know about?
Yeah, and real quick, on that side of things, we see like data, obviously, like where is it going to be and how is it going to, it's going to be local to the LLM, or is it going to be put in the cloud, if it's going to put on the same storage. But I know there's like a recoverability and all sorts of things that come with the NetApp, and that's the nature of our business, is to be as efficient, resilient as we possibly can.
Yeah, so from a NetApp perspective, we really look at it as building a platform that's designed to meet the customer where it is, where they are. So if you think about an AI project, right, they're going to have these data scientists, they're going to have all this data, and what a lot of organizations do is they just start making copies of this data. Hey, we're going to send this over to these data scientists. They're going to work on it. Well, that's a risk point, right? Now you get your CISO going, well, where did they put it? What did they store it on? Who has access to it? So at NetApp, we have what we call our AI data engine in our latest platform, our AFX platform. And that is a tool that can say, hey, we've got all this data sitting right here on NetApp, right where it is, right? Maybe this is, finance data, HR data, just the regular files that an organization might want to put to use. we can go in and discover, make a database of all that data. What is it? When was it created? All that metadata that we normally capture. And then we can put guardrails around it and say, hey, I've got these data scientists and they're going to work on this data, but we need to redact, say, all the PII that's in there. So we have tools that can contextually go in and understand that. And then instead of making a copy, we can just make a clone of that data set, give it to a data scientist. Now they can protect it, they can roll back, they could have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, dozens of versions all working at the same time and reduce that bloat of data that typically happens with AI, because we're going to use our smart clones or our thin clones that just don't take up space until there's a change in the data set.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit. When you're running into very, very large data sets, which our customers have in their environments, that is a great value to be able to do that, the smart clone capability, and avoid having to move hundreds and hundreds of terabytes and petabytes here and there and everywhere, in and out. And as well with your multi-cloud strategy, it makes a lot of sense for clients who are in the NetApp ecosystem. It's really neat. Yeah,
we can actually, we talk about these flex clones where we can make these thin, full copies. We also have a technology called FlexCache that allows us to extend that into the cloud. So, right, if you think about trying to move a petabyte of data into the cloud to do some work on it, that's just, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
But what we can do is replicate the metadata portion, just a replication of just what the file system looks like. So now, some tools in the cloud can go, they can do a dir, they can do an ls and see the whole data set, and only what they access gets cached at that other copy that's close to where the compute's happening. So you don't have to move a petabyte data set, you might only be moving gigs at a time for that specific workload, but make that whole data set appear available and in the cloud or closer to where the compute is.
And it enables that cloud operating model, multi-cloud capabilities, because if you get better compute in AWS or Azure or Google, you have the flexibility to take advantage of that at scale instead of being locked in with data gravity holding you in place.
Absolutely, and it works the other way too. We kind of always talk about on-prem to cloud, but what if a company started in the cloud and now they've got so much data, they want to do some work on-prem? We can do the reverse as well. So it makes it very easy to do that both directions, cross-cloud.
Yeah.
The true hybrid cloud story that the industry's been talking about for years and years. We've had it, we have it now, and we just keep continuing to innovate in that space.
Yeah, I definitely see that use case is huge, where I think our clients are finding that the costs in the public cloud for certain use cases don't make sense. In the right situations, you can absolutely have elastic workloads, and that makes perfect sense to have it in the public cloud space. But for everything else, for consistent workloads where you don't need that elasticity and you have the capacity in your data centers, it makes a lot of financial sense.
Totally agree.
That's a great story from NetApp to enable that. So
that's what we're about, is building that platform for data, no matter where and how you want to store it, where you want to use it.
Yeah.
We have the answers to that from a data perspective.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate coming and sharing your thoughts, and looking forward to having more conversations in the future.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.